Hello, welcome to the second video. Before we start, I'd like to say that this video is sponsored by no one, as all the feminists in the video tried to shut me down. Today I'll lecture you lot on the feminist movement, or known to some, the Whale Crusade, the expansion of land whales' civil rights since 2012. So before you watch this video, spike your drink with something strong, sit back and try to bear this to the end. Let's begin with the idea of intersectionality. At first, it's a brilliant idea, many oppressed groups teaming up like some sort of superhero squad that I can't name for copyright reasons. A bunch of different ideologies as one would help push each other's agendas very quickly into law, all brought in by highly educated intellectuals reading philosophical and thought-provoking books, and taking truly vital subjects to society like gender studies and lesbian dance theory. But then the gatekeeping begins. You can't be a feminist without being part of the LGBT=MC², or you can't be a feminist without being a vegan. Are women oppressed by a bunch of animals? You're saying there's some patriarchal bull in some field bringing down the wage gap in cows? But wait, if you consider the looks of some of these man-hating monsters, then I may actually understand why they turn vegan. Can't be seen losing a beauty contest to a sheep now, can we? Next is the apparent war against fascism. What is fascism exactly? Well, according to Cambridge English Dictionary, it's a political system based on a very powerful leader, state control, and being extremely proud of race or country, in which political opposition is not allowed. Right, now we've got that cleared up, let's begin to see how these fourth-wave feminists fight fascism. Firstly, nothing says anti-fascism more like beating up and banning anyone who peacefully disagrees with your ideas. Feminists are also against racism, a very noble cause which I rate. I agree that people should not be based on one's external organ shade, so let's investigate how these people bring about this righteous crusade. Let's first look at the liberal hub of opinions, the Washington Post, and see what they have to say. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me get another. The Guardian. They're also solid and left-wing. Right. So according to this, to fight racism, you must divide people into whites and people of colour. Getting a name in my mouth. Begins with an H. Some failed Austrian artist. Just can't put my finger on it. Anyway, let's move on. State control. I'm not stupid. The definition of liberal is willing to respect or accept behaviours or opinions different from one's own, open to new ideas. So surely the state won't viciously enforce its own set of ideas, even if they are non-violent. Oh, okay. Come on, feminists, you have good intentions such as egalitarianism and racial equality, so I'll give you one more chance to redeem yourself, because your last bunch of attempts weren't really working. Let's see how you combat the system based on a very powerful leader and state control. Hopefully you won't mess this up. Oh. So, in summary, to stop fascism according to you, we must brawl, fight and censor anyone who's vaguely critical of your ideas, divide people like an ethno-state, and bring in a government who will police the ideal thoughts like some sort of warden of the mind. 2 dates are coming to me, 1933 to 1945. Do you by any chance have a collection of brown shirts? No? Perhaps a Hugo Boss jacket, preferably in black. Looks like that course in gender studies was a waste of money, darling. That part-time job at Starbucks is not going to help you out of debt, and that addiction to fast food's further making you have a bank balance lower than your muscle-to-fat ratio. If I'm going to be honest, that course in nutrition you were going to take would have been better, because at least you've been trained in something relatively helpful, and you'll have a longer lifespan than a relationship on Love Island. Next is the gender pay gap. The Hulk of the feminists. If nothing else works, you should whip out that 77% stat. That'll shut up all the critics. You can't argue against stats. Well, guess what, sir, or ma'am, or whatever you are. Do you know how that study is conducted? Every woman's and man's wage averaged together across each country. Yeah, wow, so amazing. The wages stay the same and depend entirely on how many hours you work. So as a man is willing to work more hours across a nation, and due to maternity leave bringing down the average for women, how are you meant to have an equal number unless you make women stop having children? If that is your plan, to be barren and bring up the average, then fair enough. Your looks aren't really going to hinder those plans. I mean, have you looked in the mirror these days with your luminous blue hair, skin faded on one side, looking like some Nazi skinhead has spent too long in Chernobyl? Another thing, surely because of capitalism, surely if women earn less money, companies would snap them all up into their workforce because they'll get the same production rate as men, but at a cheaper price. You what? Calling me out for male privilege? Lol, I can say the same thing about you, bordering on some sort of caveman. But in all honesty, how can you stop the gender pay gap when there's 71 genders? Anyway, thank you lot for watching, and I hope I've educated you somewhat in the hypocrisy of feminism. Hope you have a good day. I'm out.